Okay, good afternoon, guys, and welcome to our ninth session for our subject IT 313. So our topic for this afternoon is about research frameworks. So our objectives are as follows. Number one, discuss research frameworks and its implementation. Number two, value the importance of research and its implementation. And number three, understand research frameworks and its implementation. Let's talk about research frameworks. So research frameworks clearly illustrates the structure of the research plan and helps the researcher formulate relevant research questions. So this framework consists of key concepts of the research project and of the assumed relationship between these concepts. To take note that research framework will be for implementing the steps taken through the research, and it is normally used as a guide for researchers so that they are more focused in the scope of their studies. So using appropriate framework is essential for a developer because it saves the important time and effort for building an application. And the purpose of framework is to allow designers and developers to focus on building a unique feature for the web-based projects rather than reinventing by coding. So for our capstone, guys, we will be considering two kinds of framework. The first one is conceptual framework and the other one is theoretical framework. Now it leads all to conceptual framework. And conceptual framework is an analytical tool with several variations and contexts. It can be applied in different categories of work where an overall picture is needed. And it is used to make conceptual distinction and organize ideas. Strong conceptual framework can capture something real and do this in a way that is easy to remember and apply. And most conceptual frameworks are particularly useful as organizing devices in empirical research. So one set of scholars has applied the notion of conceptual framework to be deductive empirical research at the micro level or individual study level. So there are several types of conceptual framework that had been identified and lined up with the research purpose in the following ways. So number one is working hypothesis. So this is exploration or exploratory research. Number two are pillar questions. These are also exploration and exploratory research. Number three is descriptive categories, just like our subject quantitative methods. So this is description or descriptive research. Number four naman is practical idea type. It is analysis or gauging. Number five are models of operation research. This one is the so-called decision making. And number six, these are the formal hypothesis, which is the explanation and prediction. So framework has also been used to explain conflict theory and balance necessary to reach what amounts to resolution. So with this conflict frameworks, visible and invisible variables function under concepts of relevance. And then the boundaries form, and within these boundaries, tension regarding loss and chaos or freedom are mitigated. So these frameworks often function like cells with sub-framework, stasis, evolution, and revolution. So again, these are the 6 steps of conceptual framework. So let's go to theoretical framework. No? On theoretical framework, the theoretical framework naman, this refers to the structure that can hold or support a theory of a research. So example of a conceptual framework is an Ipo diagram. No? So sa Ipo diagram ninyo, balik kita sa conceptual framework. So in our conceptual framework, an example of that is your Ipo diagram or in Ipo ninyo sa putong process. Then yung input is the sa first, then ang sa last ang output. So karon i-discuss naton clearly kung ano ang IPO diagram. Now let's go to theoretical framework now. These are concepts often multiple definition. So the theoretical framework involves clearly defining what you mean by each term. For a while guys, dali lang get. Okay, theoretical framework provides four dimensions of insights for qualitative research that include provide focus and organization of the study, expose and obstructing meaning, number three, connect and study to existing scholarship and term, and number four, identify strengths and weaknesses. So through the term might have been used interchangeably. In fact, they refer to different things. And theoretical framework is a study based on an existing theory. So take note, theoretical framework is in a study is based on an existing theory or theories. And then the conceptual framework, on the other hand, is something you can develop yourself based on your theory. Okay? So that's the difference between the two guys, ha? And theoretical framework provides particular perspective or lens through which to examine a topic. And there are different lenses such as physiological theories and social theories and organizational theories and economic theories, which may be used to define concepts and explain a phenomenon. Okay, so let's go to the 4 steps on how to make the conceptual framework now. So first of all is number 1, choose your topic. Now what you're going to do is to decide on what will you do for your research topic. Okay. The second is do a literature review just like we did last time. And review relevant and updated researches on the theme or the topic that you decide to work on after scrutiny of the issue at hand. And number 3 naman is isolate the important variables. And number 4, generate the conceptual framework. So that's the 4 steps on how to make the conceptual framework. So again, theoretical definition defines a term in academic discipline using a proposal to see the phenomenon. And the theoretical definition is a process way of thinking about potentially related events. So take note about this. Again, a theoretical definition is a proposed way of thinking about potentially related events or pasunod. So theoretical definitions contain built-in theories, and then they cannot be simply reduced to describing a set of observations, but rather the definition may contain implicit induction and deductive methods or consequences that are part of the theory. So a theoretical definition of a term can change, and then over time, based on the methods in the field that created it. So that is the theoretical definition. And then for the code of the day, guys, what diagram can be used as a basis of the conceptual framework? Okay? And ad astra to ad astra per sapientia, it means to the stars through knowledge. Okay, guys, thank you for attending our lecture for this afternoon. And let's have a demo of an IPO diagram. Oh, I'm sorry. For your activity, guys, what you're going to do is on your activity 12. So let me first show my screen. So before we have a demo for our PO diagram, this is activity number 12. It's called Concept 112. So what you're going to do is to refer to the conceptual framework and then make your conceptual framework based on the variables of your study. So take note, variables of your study, guys. So what you're going to do is to segregate your dependent and independent variables. Okay? And then you're going to use the IPO as a basis. So we have your input process output. Because ang ubra natin system eh. So you must have your IPO diagram. And then you may use any online and offline software provided it will be copy pasted on to any word processor. Then you're going to convert it to PDF and save it as your activity number 12. Okay? So that is your activity number 12. So to draw an IPO diagram, it's very easy, no? Pwede kita kagamit ka Microsoft Word lang siguro. Okay, so if this is our canvas, so let me put the layout on landscape. Okay, so that's better. What we're going to do is to insert shapes. So familiarly, we're going to use a rectangle for the input. And then the circle, the process. And then another rectangle for the output. So this is your PO diagram. And initially, guys, if you wanted to put a text box just for the sake of labeling it, so you may use the text box. Okay, you can actually configure the text inside your text box depending on ano yung gusto nyo ng font and then and also the font size. So make sure lang it's in all one place lang siya. And then you can actually put here, or you can go away with the you can do away with the format, the shape fill. So ano lang siya, unfill nyo lang siya. So kung mag-unfill kita ka shape, outlines na. Okay. Para nga hindi siya kita no? And hindi siya malata ang text boxes. So copy and then paste it. And actually paste it. Copy after copying. So this will be your output, no? And then this will be your process. You can put the process here sa babaw. Hindi na siya maano kaya may border siya sa babaw. So adjust lang kamo sa dalawang. So this should be your process. And this will be your IPO diagram. So your IPO diagram is superseded by your arrow or the flow. So the flow must be the arrow symbol or the arrow shape, like this one. So initially, guys, your input supposedly will be your dependent variable, and your independent variable is your output. Okay. So this one, kay IT kita, supposedly guys, ang ginagamit lang sa mga researches, sa descriptive research is actually your independent and dependent variable. Wala na process, wala na sa ammonisyo. So it is being put into a square and a rectangle and then a line. So gina-line lang pa kadto dati. And then usually, dang sa center niya is the intervening variable, no? Or the variable with hindi nyo ma-determine kung hindi nyo ma-experimentuhan. So that is just in the case for the experimental research, which is ginagamit ka in yung mga kilala sa agriculture. Pero aton is we're conducting a developmental research at the same time technological. So as a basis for our conceptual framework, we're going to use the IPO diagram. As you can see on the screen, so this should be the basic IPO diagram. So mo pinaka-basic. Pero actually, guys, if you're going to modify this, actually you can put here another, this one. So it's not a rectangle pero gamay lang siya. And instead of input, this becomes, and output, this becomes your storage. So tandaan ninyo, ang pinaka-basic nga IPO, ano lang siya, input, process, output lang gid. Pero nagbutang ka di ka storage. Then ang arrow mo dyan, invertedly is, ano siya, bale, ang gwa niya. So you can use this one, this arrow. Then copy-paste it towards panaog. And then another one na pababaw siya. So this is something like twisted the other way around, just like this. So it means that your arrow can be positioned from the process going to the storage and back from the storage going to the process. Pero ang input ninyo guys, hindi siya makakadto sa ang input ninyo makadto before siya magkadto sa output, it needs to be processed first. And then eventually your output here can be put into storage pabalik, and then storage pakadto sa input. So meaning to say guys, you can put arrow nga pakadto siya de. So just like this. No? So medyo panggudon na lang. Ibagay naman sa may ano niya. And then eventually, eventually copy paste this and pwede niyo siya ito de. Okay. So like for example, if this will be the process, no? Okay. So paano nyo siya himuon nga guys, ng conceptual framework ang IPO diagram? Basically, ang IPO ninyo doon ang tsura niya. Okay. Paano nyo himuon siya nga conceptual framework? So you can put here sa dalom or sa babaw. Usually sa babaw na siya ginabutang diyo. Kaso so panaugon na 'ton siya eh. So you can okay, sige. Ang storage naman, panaugon nyo lang gamay. Hindi siya. So the problem is siya, wait lang. Okay, so ang storage nga label ang hindi kay go. Okay, so ara na. You can put here sa babaw, um, you can put here, ano ganito ding a font, Arial Black. So you can also change this to Arial Black 12. So this is Arial Black 12. Okay, so Arial Black 12, para magbagay man siya. So you can write here, um, manang, depende sa title nyo, no? Palang, manang palang sari sari store inventory system. Then sa dalom, you can put there conceptual framework. Okay, or probably guys, pwede nyo siya ma-change nga ng paragraph na single ano lang siya. And then sa layout, kay HMI mo siya 0 na. Parang at least napanaw ng label. Nagyapon. So this one. Saka nyo lang siya. Na. Kaya ng storage, panawag siya. Okay. So okay, you can add text, right click, and then add text, and then you can put here inventory system. So for the input, ano guys, pwede ninyong input. Sa title, kamo base guys ha. So mana pa lang, sari-sari, inventory store. So ano yung raw data ninyo din ano. So kung ano ang ana nga ano ang sulod ka inventory ninyo amo day ibutang ninyo di. And then ang ibutang ninyo di sa output should be summary of I'm sorry. Inventory system. Hindi, sala. Ang inventory system gali dapat sa may sulod. This one is kung ano nga process ay mo ninyo. So kung butang niyo ano yung method gamitin niyo, SDLC, waterfall method, database, kung ano nga ang klase ka sa mga method ni ibutang niyo dan ibutang sa process. So ang ibutang ko di abi is waterfall no. Then ang dyan is pertinent information about the inventory. So pertinent information. So ano da yung pertinent information? I-identify ninyo kung ano da like for example item. Second quantity. Then so on and so forth guys. Kamo bala mabutang da dyan ha. Ay depende da kung ano ya system ninyo lain-lain ang title niyo. So usually process waterfall and then kung may ibang pagid nga process nga so diya at ibutang niyo pa di ang method niyo sa tong so tong mga questionnaire ninyo kag ano bala. So ipamutang niyo sa process ang sa evaluation. So ibutang niyo evaluation. Then parang separator ka duha. And then this one, I'm sorry, ang inventory system and results of evaluation. So then results of evaluation. Ang sa storage naman ninyo guys, these are the things nga gakakinanglan ka storage. So, pwede day kung ano ano ninyo, mga data kag mga forms. So, ano nga klase ka mga data daya? Ano ninyo? Okay, so sales for the month, or depende kaninyo kung sales for the day, sales of the month, or sales of the year. Depende kaninyo kung ano. Kasi sa inventory, usually, yung ano lang is monthly lang. So, kung example, kung inventory nyo is monthly, utang nyo de sales for the month. Okay, so this is a simple ano lang, IPO diagram. And this is already your inventory, your conceptual framework. So this is a sample. I will save this in PDF siguro, no? Okay, for a while guys, wait lang. Okay, save ko lang dyan as concept framework, no? PDF. Then, i-post ko lang dyan sa inyong, I will post this sa ano natin, or i-post ko lang dyan sa ano guys, sa aton class FB group, so that tamdan ka mo guys. Okay? So that's about it, no? For the demo and our topic for this afternoon. I hope that you learned something. And that is your activity number 12. Okay? So, sige guys. Any questions regarding the activity for this week? Don't forget the code of the day, okay? I will post the code of the day tomorrow. Tuesday do karon. No? Tomorrow, okay. Ang Wednesday evening after ka second lecture naton sa PM. So if you have any you can answer it from 7 PM until 10 PM tomorrow. Okay? So thank you guys, and tomorrow I still have to have a demo liwat sa subject natin. Okay. So thank you so much for attending, and good afternoon sa tanan. Reminder, don't forget to pass your midterm exam already. Okay? So sige guys, bye-bye. Thank you for attending.